Good to see you guys. If you guys could do me a favor, like Sharon, if you could turn your cameras on, just so that I'm interacting with not just black boxes, I would greatly appreciate it. It's just a lot easier experience for me to talk to people and see your faces and see heads nodding and all that. So if you guys could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here with you guys again today. It's always an honor to spend time with people who are learning, growing, and deciding that they're not going to stay where they are. And the people that show up are the people that grow up, right? And so the people that show up to these calls, and not make an excuse, or the people that watch it on replay to make sure that they're continuing to learn, is going to be the people that have success, guaranteed. And I want to start with this today, you guys. The gap between where you are and where you want to be, it's not your potential. It's all about your standards. And most people don't have a goal problem. A lot of people have goals in their head. But what they have is an identity problem. Where you have this voice in your head all the time telling you why you can't do something or why something's not working out or an excuse. I was in my insurance office yesterday and I had a conversation with one of my employees. This guy has amazing potential. Got a great head on his shoulder, knows a lot of people, knows how to talk to people, knows how to connect to people. He has all these skills that can't be taught. And I just sat down with him and I said, listen, the problem is the voice in your head is telling you something different. And until you change that narrative and that identity in your head, nothing is going to change in your life, right? Everything that's happened to you in the past, failures or not getting what you want, divorce, whatever the case may be, I'm here to tell you that all of those things happen for you and not to you, right? I walked out last week to a song called All I Do Is Win. And I remember the first time I heard this song, I thought, man, what a cocky song. My mind's on my money and all these things. And then I started thinking about it and I was like, you know what? That's a confident song. And the way that I hear that song now, the way that I hear those lyrics now is whenever I fail, whenever I lose, whenever something happens to me that I don't really understand why it's happening in the moment, what I repeat to myself is all I do is win. Because every failure is a win, if you could see it that way. So, what happens with people with that identity problem is they still see themselves as someone who tries. Like in my household, my girls, my 8-year-old, my 5-year-old, they cannot use try in a sentence. Because what try means is I might give it a shot, but I'm not going to give it 100%. But when you say that I will, that's someone that executes. And if you want to be successful in life in any facet, not just LifeWave, not just your marriage, not just your relationship with your kids, you have to execute. And so today, my job is simple. I want to help you guys stop drifting, stop negotiating with yourself, with your future, and start operating like a person who keeps promises to themselves. And this is the thing, I talk about expectations a lot. Expectations are an evil twin, as I say. A lot of people have expectations of other people. People have expectations of their wife or their kids or their husband or God. And there's really only two people that you can have expectations from, and that's people that you pay money because it's a contract. And in this business, your downline or your upline, neither one of them are paying you money. So we can't have an expectation. We can't have an expectation of our wife. And the reason why is because when you have expectations, you believe or you think that someone can read your mind and they're in the exact same place, the same thought that you're having. And with 4,400 subconscious thoughts a day, it's impossible for the majority of the time that someone's going to be thinking what you're thinking. Matter of fact, it's such an anomaly that when someone is thinking what you're thinking, you're like, I was just thinking the same exact thing. That's crazy. I can't believe you were thinking what I was thinking. And the other person is yourself. And the expectations that you have on yourself are those promises that you make and you break. And the reason why is because you don't tell anybody. They're promises you keep to yourself. And so you will get upset with someone when they let you down, when they don't live into your expectations. And if you get rid of these expectations of everyone, I promise you're going to have a lot more free life. And you're going to be a lot happier. And people around you are going to be a lot happier. But if we tell people what we're going to do and we put those promises out into the universe, We have this thing called ego. And that ego drives us to keep those promises to ourselves. So I will challenge you, if you want to keep promises to yourself, tell people what those promises are besides yourself. Because it's really easy to let ourselves off when we say, hey, we're going to lose weight, we're going to eat better, we're going to spend more time with our kids, we're going to spend more time in our business, we're going to do the 2-10-1, we're going to make sure that we're talking to people, we'll make sure we're going to follow up with people. And then when you don't do it, you don't get that upset with yourself, as upset as you get with people that have expectations. So if you want to keep expectations and keep promises to yourself, start telling people what they are. And there's a fair warning. I want you guys to know, I'm really passionate about having conversations with people and talking to people and helping people. So I'm going to bring a lot of energy today, maybe more than you're used to. And I'm going to move fast. And I'm going to talk fast. But this is the cool thing. Everything we do in these training calls is recorded. So what I recommend doing is listening to me today. And then take notes after you rewatch it. And then after you learn, the thing that matters in this business is duplication. Once you learn something, what I'm going to teach you today, you got to carry on to your team. You got to give people the tools. If we're going to really grow this business, duplication is the key. A system is the key. Because repetition, you guys, is the mastery, the mother of all mastery. And we're here to master this together. We've come together as the Wellness Revolution as this big group so that we can master this and we can all win together. This system that we're going to keep teaching you guys was built on the fact that where you spend your time is where you make money, where you help people. And that is having conversations and talking to people. Right? We've got a system you just plug people into. You don't have to be in the encyclopedia of LifeWave. We have it all done for you. Now, this question that I'm going to share with you right now, and I'm going to ask you this same question. And this question, it changed my life. My mentor that I hired 20 years ago asked me this question. His first question, he said, Jay, if I followed you around for the next 30 days and I studied your calendar, I watched your habits, and I see your daily routine, would I be able to tell what your goals are without you ever saying a word? And I'm going to repeat that question. I want you to reply in the chat, yes or no. If I were to follow you around for the next 30 days and I studied your calendar, I watched your habits, and I saw your daily routine, would I be able to, or someone else be able to tell what your goals are without ever saying a word? I want you guys to put in the chat, would I be able to know what your goals are? So this is interactive. Norma put a frowny face. I mean, I guess that means no. All right, Norma, thanks for being honest. Come on, everyone, engage. This is where we win. Not just downloading. No, yes. Okay, Julie, good. Yes, maybe. Okay, maybe's a no. Love it, Sally. Non-committal. Anybody else? No? Okay, good. Good. I would say that's probably the majority of people, okay? Because your calendar, you guys, is your truth serum. It's also a free CRM, right? Everything, if you pull up my calendar, I don't even manage my calendar. My team does, because if I manage it, then I double stack. But if you look on my calendar, this is what my calendar looks. It looks months out. It's planned. Everything that I do, from taking vitamins to going to the gym to my morning routine to writing, everything is on my calendar. And this is what I would tell you. Your habits are your real vision board. And your outcomes, those are the receipts. Those show you what your actions and your habits are doing. Everybody wants more, you guys. Wanting isn't a rare thing. Everybody wants more. But planning without execution, going through it, I'm going to tell you right now what it is. It's a nightmare. And I want to help you guys live out all of your dreams. I don't want to create nightmares. So you have to execute. And that's what I want to talk about today. Now, I've got a whole thing on the platform, a 90-day plan, and goal setting is one of it. And I get deep. I'm not going to get very, very deep today, but I just want to kind of tie in the 2-10-1 to this goal. It's getting ready to be February. We've already got a month gone. We got 11 months left. We got to get into gear now. We got to start planning now. And goal setting is clarity, you guys. And I want to give you some blocking and tackling, not just say, hey, write down some goals. I want to show you how to execute on them. I want to show you what I've been doing for the last 20 years. Goal setting is clarity. It's a direction. It's deciding where your life is going to go before life decides for you. Because if you don't decide, life is just going to put you in this direction. Before you know it, 20 years has passed and you're like, what happened? The last thing you want to do is, when you're on your deathbed, live with regret. Be like, man, what if I just would have done this? What if I just would have applied this a little more? What kind of legacy would I have been able to leave for my kids? But listen to me. Clarity doesn't change your life. It's a part of it, but what changes your life is execution. So today I want to connect two things for you guys. Where are you going? And how are you going to get there every single day? So where are you going? It's the goal. How are you going to get there? That's execution. Right? Saying I want $1 million in my bank account, or saying that I want to make $10,000 a month, that's a great goal. But how are you going to execute? So, this guy that I was talking to yesterday, I asked him, the questions that I ask on the platform, your two most important numbers. I ask him, and I ask every single person I come in contact, every single person I coach, I said, how much money would you like to make every single month that would make you feel like living the life of your dreams? And he was like, I don't know. Never thought about it. And I said, well, that's the problem. Because you have no direction. You're just trying to survive and pay your bills, but you don't have a dream. You don't have a goal of what you would like to make that would solve all your problems. Right? You're so stressed and blinded by the fact that you don't have money that that's all you're thinking about. But if you had a number that you thought about every day you got up, your actions would be much, much different. So finally I got to a number. He said, I want to make $50,000 a month. I said, well, tell me all the vehicles you could do that within. And so he works in the insurance agency. He does real estate on the side. And he works within a financial service agency that I have. And I said, so let's dial this down. How much can you make in the insurance agency every month, do you think? He said, yeah, if I do $120,000 in production, I could probably make 10 grand. Okay, cool. That's 10,000. How much could you make in the life insurance? He's like, I probably make 25 or 30,000 if I got, 10 clients a month, 2 clients a week. All right? And how much can you make in real estate? Well, if I get one deal and I work on the weekends, I could probably make 10,000. So there's your 50,000. That's your plan. Now, how are we going to go execute on that plan? How many people do we have to talk to? And the execution vehicle you guys we're using right now, if you haven't seen this training, is the 2-10-1 and the wellness onboarding system. The wellness onboarding system, when someone comes in, you're giving them this system so you don't have to teach them everything. You don't have to hold their hand, because if you're holding their hand, guess what? You're not spending time growing your business. You can't duplicate if you're holding every single person's hand in this business. It's impossible. And listen, the 2-10-1 is not a cute phrase. It's not. It's a standard. It's a standard that I'm talking about. Because success is never owned, you guys. You guys have heard this. It's never owned. It's only rented. And it's due every single day. And what that means is this. Listen, you could be here today, but things could change and you're here. I've been through it in my life. I thought I had it figured out. I was in the insurance business for 25 years. I thought that was going to be my life. I thought that was going to be my annuity. That's what I thought was going to end. And then guess what? The company started making changes that I didn't agree with. Started messing with our commissions. Started messing with me being an entrepreneur, and I couldn't make the decisions to grow my business how I was growing it. And so I had to leave. So the last 2 years has been a massive identity crisis for me, because that's what I thought. But you know what? Success is only rented. I had to change my focus. I had to do something different. And the 2-10-1, you guys, is how we pay the rent. If you do that, that is going to make you successful. That 2 conversations every day, 10 conversations a week. I'm not saying you can't do more. This is a minimum. Right? If you want to do 4 conversations a day, you're going to double your results. You're going to get 2 or 3 brand partners instead of 1. You're going to get 4 or 6 customers instead of 2. But you got to have a standard that you're committed to every single day, and you got to tell people this is what I'm going to do. And here's the mindset shift, you guys. Your job isn't to get a yes. That's not your job. Your job is to do your 2 conversations. That's going to lead to the yeses. You don't need to measure yourself by feelings. You have to measure yourself by actions. When you don't feel like it, that's when you got to take action. That's when magic happens, is when you take action. Because if you do your 2 daily, you win even if you lose. That's the thing I want you to focus on, right? If you had the 2 conversations and nothing happened, it's still something I want you to celebrate in positivity. Because that's 2 follow-ups that you're going to have. That's 2 people you get to talk to in the future. But tomorrow you're going to talk to 2, and maybe those 2 end up into 1. Maybe 2 end up into 2. So if you are in this lose mentality because today you didn't get anybody to sign up in your business, that's not going to be effective for tomorrow. And if you don't do the 2 daily, you lose even if you weren't busy. It's a lose-lose. Because mentally, you are broken the strand of what you're supposed to do. And then when that's the habit, if you talk to 2 people every single day for 21 days, now it becomes a habit. If you don't talk to 2 people, it's now a habit. And I want you to understand, busy is not productive. Movement is not progress. But results come from doing goal-producing activities in your business, or income-producing activities. I call them goal-producing activities because everything I do is set around a goal. And so the 2-10-1, I do it early. I don't do it in leftover time. It's intentional. I'm having conversations every day between 10:30 and 11:30. That's my time. And then I track it, because what gets tracked gets improved. That's why I wear a Whoop. I track my sleep. I track my calories. I track my steps. I track my HRV. I track my heart rate. I track my skin temperature. I track all those things so that I can make adjustments, because sleep is the most critical thing we need in our life. That's free. And when they say you sleep when you die, it's a lie. You need to sleep while you're alive, to be more alive, to be better, to be more efficient. So track it daily. And then detach from the no's. This is the number one mindset thing you need to do, is you got to detach from the no's. You guys are sorting. We're sorting through people. We're not convincing. And don't convince yourself, oh, this doesn't work, or this person said no, or they question, what am I doing, or why am I doing this? Celebrate the 1. We don't worship perfection. We worship progress. The more conversations you have, the better you're going to get at having the conversation. And leadership is not hype, you guys. Leadership is structure. Having a structure. When someone comes into the business, we're going to share this on our platform. Exactly when someone signs up, exactly the text, the email, the WhatsApp that we send them to get them into the system. The follow-up, to get them to the onboarding calls, to get them to the training calls, to get them to the opportunity calls. Your team doesn't need more information. They need a rhythm. And that rhythm comes from you. It comes from you engaging with them. It comes from, if someone signs someone up, hey, let's get on a call and make sure everyone's in the onboarding system. Let's make sure they're on the training calls. Let's make sure that they see the community. And then when they come in, hey, did you do your 2 quick calls? And at the end of the month, did you hit your 40 calls? If not, let's make some adjustments. Let's figure out how we can make those adjustments. And here's the leadership truth, you guys. People don't rise to your expectations. Remember, your expectations that you have on them, you can't. So if you have expectations, they're never going to meet them. But where they fall to is your standards and what you're doing. If you follow up with them, they're going to follow up with their people. And it's going to go through the organization. And so we have to set the standards. We have to track the standards. We have to celebrate the standards. When someone, maybe someone has 7 conversations. Awesome, you had 7 conversations. Let's try to get to 10 next week. Celebrate the wins. Don't tear down the losses. Because that's where true progress is happening. So I want to give you the missing piece that makes this all automatic. And it's the GPS and the GPA. And it's on our Wellness Revolution site under our resources. I'm going to go over it slightly today, but there's a lot of training on the website about this and in school about the GPS and the GPA and the concept behind it. So I'm not going to go into detail on it because I want to leave some time for Q&A. But I just want to tie all this together. And listen, I'm a huge goal setting guy. I've written a book on it. I've got a GPS success ID in Spanish and English. Like this is a 365-day journal that asks you 9 questions every single day. All the GPS and GPAs in there. But This is what I believe. I journal every single day. I ask myself the same 9 questions every single day. That's the importance of setting goals. And some of you seen this. Again, like I've done it in the 9 day. I've done it, with some other training. But I want to cover it real quickly again so we can start to use this and coach from this, because I want you guys to carry this message through your organization. I want people setting goals. I want you sitting down and finding out what people's goals are. Because if you understand people's why, if you understand what people want to accomplish, then we can point them in the right direction. But if you have no idea what they want to accomplish and you're trying to get them to do the 2-10-1 and they don't have any goals financially, maybe you're working with the wrong people. But when you sit down with people and they think, man, I would love to make $2,000 or $3,000 a month. Now we can put a plan in place. Like the guy yesterday, $50,000 a month. Okay, let's put a plan in place. Understand this, people never get what they want in life. You know why? Because they don't know exactly what they want. Every time I ask people how much income, what would they like to have in the bank, where they would feel like they could live the life of your dreams without working another day or making another dollar. That peace of mind. People don't know. They're just in the rat race. They're in the wheel, just every day going in the same place because that's what they know. And us as leaders, this business, what we have the opportunity to do is bring something different to people to change their life. That's what we have in our hands, you guys. We have a device. And again, I'm going to say it. I don't say patch, I say device. Device is just a lot more of what this thing is. If you say patch, it's like, oh, a patch, a Band-Aid, or whatever. It's a sticker. A device is what this is. It's a device that raises copper peptides that people buy that has all kinds of benefits. So this goal-producing system that I'm going to share, I'm going to pull up in a minute. It's a map. The reason I said GPS, the reason I was like, this is a GPS. When I get in my car in Miami, traffic is always crazy. So I always put it in my GPS, even though I know my way around, because I want to get there the fastest way possible. Setting up a goal-producing system, having a system is a map for you to get there as fast as you can. It's knowing exactly what you want so that you can get there. It's where am I going? What does winning look like? What numbers am I committed to doing? What must happen daily for this to show up? The GPS is the destination. The GPA is the fuel. It's the fuel that's going to drive your car every day. It's the one that when you don't feel like doing something, you're like, man, if I don't do this, I'm not hitting this goal. That fuel is what actions produce the outcome. What are my daily non-negotiables that I'm committed to doing? The promises that I'm keeping to myself. What am I tracking every single day? So let me show you this document really quick. And again, this is available on the website. So this is the GPS and the GPA. And as you can see on here, this has all of the goals that I think are in this business that you want to track. Like how many brand partners do you want? How many customers do you want? How many how much premium packages do you want to sell? If you want to make that core, whatever, we can edit it. You can edit it however you want. This is all fillable, right? So this is the year goal. This is a month goal. So we change this here to February. So let's just say, hey, for the month, I want to get 4 brand partners in the business. You're just going to put 4 here. For the month, I want to get 8 customers. That's my goal. How many premium packs do I want to sell? Maybe I want to sell 2 out of the 4. What do you want your rank to be? Maybe you want to be a 3-star manager by the end of the month. And then what income? I want to make $500 a week. And you're going to go in there and you're going to put that in there. And then all these numbers, and again, you can watch the training. All these numbers are divided by 4 because everything is divided by 4. Okay? So that means I got to get 1 brand partner every week. Right? You're going to divide everything by 4. Here it's going to be 2. Premiums, average is going to be 1. 3-star manager, you're just going to leave it at 3-star manager, how to get there, and then income goal, per week, that's going to stay the same. And then you're going to go to March and do the same thing and set your goals up. If you go down to the GPA, and again, I'm not going too much into detail because we have a lot of training on the platform you guys can watch with this, but how many patch prospects, conversations are you going to have every single month? Well, if we're going to do the 2-10-1, we're going to have 40 every single month, right? And I want you to see how this breaks down. Each week, that means I got to have 10. Each day, that means I got to have 2. Every quarter, I'm going to have 1. So this is your numbers. This is how many people I'm going to talk to. Opportunity calls. How many people are you going to invite to opportunity calls? Every single month, every single week, every single day. How many people are you going to follow up with? All those no's are follow-ups. So you should be following up with exactly the same amount of people and do 10, because these are people that you could talk to. And we talked last time I did the training on how to follow up with people. Don't follow up about the device, follow up about what's going on in their personal life. And then you can just go through this. Customer follow-up. We should be following up with customers. As soon as someone buys in 60 days, we should putting on our calendar to follow up and see how the device is helping them. If it's helping them, we can talk to them about how they can get it for free by getting 3 customers to sign up. Or we could talk to them about getting them to become a brand partner. Because they're sharing it with so many people, you can get paid as an affiliate with this company. But how many customers are you going to follow up with? Auto ship follow up. The retail customers that come in the business, or the brand partners that don't have auto ship. We should be following up and having conversations with at least 2 people a day in our organization about that, because that's what the residual income in our business is, right? Auto ship is what gets our residual income and our volume to the point of where we have a sustainable business. Coaching calls. Call people up. Let's do the GPS together. Let's talk about goals. Let's talk about the 2-10-1. Let's talk about how we can get people into the onboarding system. And so how many people should you be talking to every single day? That's up to you, right? I'm not going to set these goals for you. And then team calls. How many team calls are you going to get on every single month? Commit to it now. How many team calls are you going to watch? And then I add in here reading, back office, where you should be spending time in the back office, the Wellness Revolution website, in school, which I'm going to change it on here, as well as how much you're going to read. We have a book club every Wednesday. We read 15 pages a day for 5 days, and we meet on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and discuss the book. How you grow is to read. There's a lot of great books out there, and how you read is systematically. 15 pages a day takes about 15 minutes. We read over 150 books in the last 6 years. Most people stop educating themselves when they get out of college. And we have this all available for you guys. Okay? And then we have social media. Listen, this is the cool thing about being a part of the Wellness Revolution, you guys. We have the biggest social media influencers in the company. My wife, Rochelle, and Monica. Last week, we did a huge push that we're going to start putting in all the chats. My wife created the post. Everything is compliant. We send the post out. All you guys got to do is post a video of yourself, post a photo of yourself holding the patch, and post that post, and then share it. And it went viral this week. The company called me and said, "What's happening?" 28 million people had stuff coming out. The company's never seen anybody on social media. You guys are all a part of that. All you have to do is do the post and post. I don't care if you have 200 followers, 600 followers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but you should be posting every single week. We're going to give you that to start doing that, okay? And then education content. Going in the back office, going in Wellness Revolution, watching all the videos, educating yourself, watching them with your team. Do a watch party with them. The videos are 2 to 3 minutes. Hey, we're gonna watch 4 or 5 videos a day. I used to do this in my insurance office. I had a platform. We had a 45-minute meeting every day at 3 o'clock. We watched 15 minutes of videos. Discussed it, how we're going to execute, how we're going to implement it. And then content consumption. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm the greatest thief of all time. Everything I've done, everything I do, I steal and I make better. My book, the first sentence in my book is everything you're going to learn, I stole. When you go to college, professors are teaching a textbook that was written by someone else. That's just how life is, you guys. So on social media, if you see something that's compliant and you like it and it speaks to you, you don't have the same following as they do. Go through and spend 10, 15 minutes a day looking at what other people at LifeWave are doing or other direct sales companies are doing. Just make sure it's compliant. Run it through the chat GPT and make sure that it's compliant. But spend some time. You don't have to be creative, because that's a lot of people's excuse. I'm just not that creative. Well, go steal. The same people aren't following you, they're following them. So go steal the content and reduplicate it and get out there and promote your business. If you have 200 followers on social media, 10% of that, that's 20 brand partners. 20 brand partners out of 200, 10%. That will eventually come into your business. All right, so use this GPS and GPA and go through it every week. If you were supposed to get one person and you got 0, guess what? This has changed, just changes to 2 this week. So my goal is 2, because I need to catch up. But when you're looking at these numbers every single day, it drives action, I promise you. Okay? Now, I want to make a suggestion to you guys. I want to make a suggestion that every one of you guys go through the 20-day business launch system and the 8-step launch plan yourself. Spend 15 minutes a day. In the 20-day launch system, incorporated in that is the 8-step launch plan. And the reason I say go through that yourself, I don't care how long you've been in the business, go through it so you know what you're sending your people to. But more importantly, you'll probably learn something. Spend 10, 15 minutes a day on your phone going through day 1. Then tomorrow go through day 2, but go through the 20 days so that 1 is going to give you conviction and say, listen, you need to go through this because it's going to help you launch your business. And the more that you can get people in this launch plan, the more you can scale, the more you can duplicate. Because everyone that's trying to help everyone, you know, I used to call my wife Mother Teresa. When we were at Monet, she thought she could help every single person. And I told her, babe, listen, only 20% want it. You're spending your time on the 80. The 20% of people that want it are going to give you 80% of your volume. The 80% are going to be headaches. And you know if they want it or not. So don't spend your time on the 80, spend your time on the 20. You can see even on here on the GPS, 80-20 rule. 80% of your time in your business, in the goal producing activities, the income producing activities should live right here. This is the other 20%. This is what's going to pay you. This is what's going to help you. So you have to dissect your time. On here, once you decide these numbers, the next step you have to do is you got to put it on your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it's not getting done. It has to be intentional. So take people through the 20-day business launch system, but go through it yourself. Spend 15 minutes a day and feel it so that you can talk about it. And they can see it. Because belief comes from competence, you guys. And being in this business a year, you probably haven't seen a lot of stuff that's on this platform that we've spent a lot of time and money putting on there. And the reason we did day 1 through 20 in 15 minutes is because people don't have time. And also they don't have an attention, you know, to be on something an hour or 2 hours a day. I want to just make 10, 15 minutes. The videos are 2, sometimes 1.5, sometimes 3 minutes. But once you have confidence in this business, once people have confidence in this business, they start to have a belief. And duplication comes from clarity. Once people are clear and they have confidence, now you have a monster. Now you have someone that's going to go out and talk about the business. So I want to close with this before I go to Q&A. I always like to leave room for Q&A. Most people, you guys, don't fail because they're not capable. All of you are capable. I mean, I've met so many of you in person. I mean, I'm looking at Carla and her husband, completely capable of doing something. Norma, completely capable. Number 1 person for showing up. She shows up to every single thing. You guys are all capable. The only problem that most people have, and the reason people fail, is because they keep breaking promises to themselves. And then when people see you break promises to yourself or see you not doing the right thing, they're not going to follow you. And every time you break a promise to yourself, your confidence is going to take a hit. And then you start questioning yourself. Man, am I cut out for this? Does this business really work? Is this device really good? Like, you just start having the subconscious crazy thoughts in your head. They call the already always listening record player that plays in your head. And it's just lying to you because it's letting you off easy. And then you start hesitating. Then what happens is you start drifting. But when you keep promises, even small ones, you guys, what happens, I promise you, is you become unstoppable. Because the greatest form of belief, it's not hype, you guys. It's not motivation. It's not me coming on here and inspiring you. What it is evidence. Once you have evidence and you see, oh crap, this does work, or this is starting to work. Evidence that you do what you say you're going to do is also really good evidence. You know, this is the thing I want you guys to think about. I used to think that I was above a lot of people, meaning because I was such a man of my word. And I was like, why can't people just be a man of their word? It's simple. Like, if you say you're going to do something, do it. And what I realized is that I wasn't better than everyone. I just had a bigger ego than everyone. And so once I realized it was my ego and I didn't want to look bad, and that was the real reason that I did what I said I want to do, because I didn't want to look bad, because my ego didn't want to look bad, I started to leverage my ego against myself. And so I started telling everyone. Because our egos are strong, right? We don't want to look bad. So that's why a lot of times we don't tell people stuff, because we're afraid of looking bad or not doing or being able to accomplish what we said we're going to accomplish. So here's the line in the sand moment, you guys. Y'all don't need a new personality. You don't need a new life. What you need is a new standard. And like I told the gentleman yesterday that I was coaching, is it can start today. The narrative you have in your mind, he told me, you know, it just seems like I get 90% there and then I just screw it up. I just don't know if I'm cut out for this. And I was like, all those narratives in your heads are letting you off the hook. It's all a lie. But tomorrow you have a new standard. Tomorrow tell the owner, this is what I'm going to do. This is the money that I'm going to make. Write it on your mirror. Write it everywhere. $50,000 everywhere you go. It's on your mirror. It's in your car. It's on your phone. This is your new standard. And your new standard should be, I'm going to do my 2 every single day. I'm going to track my GPA every day. I'm going to run my GPS weekly. I'm going to go through the system 15 minutes every single day until I own it, until I understand it, until I can sell it, until I can share it. And I leave people with structure, not pressure. That's the difference, right? I mean, what we want our team to do is we want to have structure to where the structure takes care of people. We're not pressuring people because they have everything that they need, especially the confidence. Because the biggest goal isn't to understand the system. The biggest goal is to get everyone into the system. Once they're into the system, they're going to start understanding, and then they're going to tell everyone about it. Because everyone that's seen it, they're like, wow, this is awesome. We needed this. This is amazing. And that's what we want to hear as leaders. Because, like, yeah, go use that system. And then let's talk to people. And then let's get to the Zoom meetings. And let's get to the training meetings. Because we are building a community of culture. Community of culture, just like in Destin. I mean, when people left Destin, they're just like, wow. Like, this is cool. We have access to the leaders. We're connecting with people. We're making new friends. This is not just a patch or a device or a business. This is something much, much greater that really the world needs. Right now, there's so much of a divide and so many people working through Zoom and so many people working homes that there's no connection anymore with humanity. And I think that's the mission. If you believe this could change someone's health, which I completely am convicted of that, or someone's finances, which I've seen it change people's finances, or someone's future, then silence is not humility, you guys. All it is hesitation. And why are you hesitating to change someone's life? So what I want you guys to do when you get off this call is I want you to write your goals for the first quarter. Take them through February, March. That's the first quarter of the year. Write them down. And then your GPA, your goal producing activities, write down those daily actions, commit to the 2-10-1. Start the 20-day launch today, 15 minutes. It's there. Don't just send people there. Do it yourself so you understand what's there. Tell everyone because someone is waiting to hear about this. Someone that might be 5-6 generations down. And remember, say it one more time, success is rented and rent is due every single day. You know, we pay rent once a month, but we work every day to pay that rent. It's just doing this business every single day. So let's pay the rent. Let's win every single day. Let's stack the days. And then let's build a team that becomes inevitable in success. All right, guys. I love you guys. Let's get to work. I want to open this up for any Q&A that you guys have, any questions that you might have that I can help you with. It doesn't have to just be about what I talked about. It can be about anything. It can be about the website. It can be about the system. It can be about anything. Us leaders are here to serve you guys. It's our biggest mission and my life work to be able to help you guys do something that's never been done before. And I'm so honored to be running with all of you and to do something great. So go ahead, Norma.
Okay, hello everyone. The Wellness Revolution website, do we share that with everyone or only those who are interested in building the business? Because I just had someone that came on as a retail, even though I shared with her the actual, the link for one of the kits, but because she wants to try them for her parents and for herself, but we never talked about business. So that's my question. Do we share the Wellness Revolution with everyone or just?
So the Wellness Revolution is an open site. What I do, I share with prospects. When I'm talking about the system, and I say, listen, we have a done for you system, and you could go on and see, some of the training. We have a 20-day launch system, so like you're not coming in as blind. You already have something created for you. So, go to the wellnessrev.org website and you can kind of see everything on there because there's also a wellness regimen on there. There's supplements on there that we recommend taking. There's testimonials on there. So people have a wealth of information that they can go into. So I share, me personally, I share it with everyone. I share it with my customers. When I'm talking to them about being an affiliate, listen, go to our wellnessrev.org site. You can see, how we train our team and all the resources that they have. So, and we're working right now. We had a meeting with compliance yesterday on what we could share. This is the info, has some stuff, but it's not compliant, and so they're revamping all of that. And so we're working on stuff that is compliant within our website that we can share with their customers. So when we have that updated and compliance goes through it, you can share those links, directly in a text message that will take them to the wellnessrev.org, but to the info part of the site that talks about the patch, the devices, the patent, all the things that when people say I want more information. And again, you guys, we have the I Decide that you guys can purchase. It's $199 for the lifetime, and it has information that's approved in there that we can share out. So that when someone says, can you send me some more info? I send out an I Decide to them, and then that I Decide tracks all of the back end. So if they open it, it sends you a text that says they open it. It shows you where they watched to, what questions they had. It's got AI incorporated into it too. So if they ask a question, the AI will answer the question for them based on compliant responses. So it's a great tool, as well as we will have something on the Wellness Rev site as well that will be updated. And that GPS and GPA, you guys, is on the Wellness Rev site under resources. You'll see a GPS on there. You can download it. All the documents are downloadable on our website. So everything is absolutely free. Nothing costs any money on that website.
I have a question.
Yes. What's your name?
Dawn.
Dawn. Nice to meet you, Dawn.
So I was looking through the website last night after getting introduced to it yesterday on the leaders training. And I was wondering about testimonials. One thing that I really liked on the other platform we were using was the testimonials that they are labeled and what people are looking for. And there's quite a bit. So I was wondering if that's going to improve what is on there now and what is the future for that.
It's a great question, Dawn. So that site is not compliant, 1,000% not compliant. we ask the same question, and our testimonials are compliant on our website. And so everything on the Wellness Revolution site is 100% compliant. Everything has gone through compliance before we even launched the website. So that is going away, Dawn, on that website. The Sit Info website, it's going away because those testimonials aren't compliant. So they're retweaking all of that, all of those testimonials, because we cannot share some of the stuff that they're saying on there, especially I know what you're talking about, the segments and what diseases or whatever, eyes and all the stuff. So we just, the company, we can't say that. We can't share that. So anything you see on our site is compliant. We got to be careful with what we're putting out there, because it could come back on you. If you share that and it comes from you, they could come back on you because you're sharing that information to another site. So just be careful.
Okay. Well, is there going to be several testimonies on
Yeah,
this website?
we're working on it. But the thing is they're so particular when we send the testimonials through. Now, if you guys have testimonials that you have, or you have somebody that wants to share, I would love to get those. Justin's on here right now, and Lola, they manage that. So if you guys want to put in the chat, if you want to share a testimonial, we would love to have more testimonials on our website that we could talk about certain things. But again, we can't make medical claims. We can't, say it healed or cured or any of those things. So we just got to be careful with what we say on an open website or on social media. But it's a great question. But anybody on here, if you want to reach out to Justin or Lola, if you guys can put that in the chat, your contact, your WhatsApp, and we'll get on the Zoom with you. We'll record it, and we'll do everything with you. Make it very, very simple. It's a 1 to 2 minute testimonial, and we could do that. But yeah, it's just when we did this, Dawn, I wanted to make sure that, with the FTC, the FDA, that we were 100% compliant and we were not going to get anybody in trouble with anything. And so that's why we're just being really, really strict with it to play by FDA and FTC guidelines to not say anything. But I feel and understand your frustration with it, because this device does amazing things. We just got to be careful what we say, and we just got to stay within the guardrails so that we don't risk our company or risk the business. So that's all. But it's a great question. But you guys can help us by sending us some really good testimonials. And again, we'll make it easy. Justin, Lola will get on. If you speak Spanish or English, we'll get on with you and record it. And then, that's all you have to do. You get on our Zoom, we'll record it, and then we'll send it through compliance, make sure it's compliant, and then we'll get it on the website.
Great, thanks.
Dawn, are you going to do that for us?
A testimony?
Yes.
Oh, I sure would.
Okay, awesome. All right, Justin, get her phone number, reach out to her. So anybody else on here, please put in the chat or text or whatever, so we can get your testimonial. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Hola, buenos
Hola.
días.
Yeah, you can speak Spanish. I got an interpreter, so you can speak Spanish. Anybody that's got a Spanish question.
Buenos días. Mi
Okay,
nombre es
well,
Mayra.
good afternoon. My name is Mayra,
Yo soy de acá de
and
Sonora,
I'm from
México.
Sonora, Mexico.
Y tengo 4
And
meses que
I've
empecé
been
los
having
parches.
using the patches for 4
Estoy un
months.
poquito nerviosa la primera
I'm
vez
a
que
bit
hablo,
nervous.
pero
It's the first time that I do something like
hacer
this.
una pregunta
But I
porque
would like to
yo
ask you a question,
cuando
because
empecé, pues
when
es
I
porque
started,
yo
it
sigo a Jimena,
was
su esposa,
because I follow
y por
Jimena, your
ella fue
wife,
que yo
and it was
empecé con
through
los
her
parches.
that I started
Y pues
using the patches.
afortunadamente desde el primer día
And
pues que los traté me
fortunately,
cayeron
from
muy
the
bien.
first day I tried them, it
Y se
was
puede decir que
very
yo
good.
entré
And you can
con el
say
pie
that
derecho
I started with a
porque
right foot
pues
here, because
mi doctora
my doctor
entró debajo de mí porque ella le
enrolled
interesó desde
under
los
me because
parches
she was
y
interested
negocios.
in the
Me
patches and in
dijo,
the business.
inscríbete, me dice,
She
porque
said,
yo
enroll because
me voy a inscribir
I
debajo
am
de
going
ti.
to enroll underneath you.
Entonces, pues para mí
So for me,
fue algo muy rápido
it was something that moved
y
very
pues
fast,
la verdad yo ya tengo
and
los 4 socios,
I already
pero
have
se me ha
4
dificultado un
brand
poco porque
partners,
no
but it's
usaba
been a bit
mucho la
difficult for me
computadora,
because I don't know how to use
pero
computers a lot. But
quiero seguir avanzando
I want to
seguir
continue moving
aprendiendo,
forward. I
entonces he
want to
tomado la
continue learning.
decisión
So I've taken the decision
de inscribirme para tomar clases
to
de
enroll
computación porque
in
casi todas las
computer
personas que
classes,
yo he inscrito
because all the
creo que
people who I've
son
enrolled,
minoristas,
even if they are
quieren que yo los
retail, they
inscriba.
want me to
Entonces
enroll
se me
them.
dificulta
So
mucho
it's very
porque,
difficult for me to know how
porque
to
no
do that
tengo mucho
because I
conocimiento
don't
en la
have a lot of knowledge
computadora.
with IT.
Entonces hay veces que
So
eso como que me detiene un poquito
that
a
stops me
seguir
sometimes in
avanzando,
my growth
pero
in the company.
cuando yo les cuento mi
But
testimonio, o
when
sea,
I talk to them about my
no necesito
testimonial,
ni
I don't
estar
even need
exigiendo mucho
to be
porque
demanding a lot
el
from them
simple hecho de yo
because
decirles
just the
que
fact of
me ha cambiado
letting
mi
them know
vida,
that it's changed my
o
life
sea, fue algo muy
was
maravilloso
it was just so
que
marvelous
de un día para otro
that
yo sentí
from one day
totalmente
to
el
another
cambio con
I
el
felt the difference
X39.
completely using the
Entonces,
X39.
o sea, yo
So
cuando les empiezo a
when I
explicar mi
start to
cambio, o
explain
sea,
to them about
los que me han
what it's
tocado
done
que
to
quieren
me,
inscribirse,
the people
me
who
dicen,
I
pues, ¿qué
talk
estás
to want to
usando?
enroll and
O
they
sea, yo
ask
lo
me,
quiero.
what are you using?
O
I
sea,
want to
en
use
ese
that.
sentido,
So in that
siento
sense,
que no he
I
batallado
don't think it's been
para
difficult for me
comunicarme,
to communicate
pero
the message.
a mí se me dificulta
But
más,
for me, it's more
como lo
difficult
que es
to
de
use
computadora.
technology.
Entonces, lo bueno
So
que Evelyn tiene mucha
the
paciencia
good
y
part is that Evelyn is
siempre
very
estoy,
patient.
Evelyn, necesito que me
And
ayudes,
I'm
Evelyn,
always, Evelyn, can you help me with
necesito que
this?
me
Can you help me
guíes.
with that? Can you
Y
guide me on that?
gracias a ella, o sea,
And thanks to
voy
her,
avanzando
I
también.
am moving
Y cuando
forward.
escucho
And when I
su
hear your
capacitación, le
trainings,
digo, mira, Jay me
I
dice que
think,
pregunte todo lo
okay,
que no
look,
sé,
Jay
le
is
digo,
telling me that I
entonces
have to ask about
aquí voy a estarte
what I don't
molestando
understand.
porque
So I'm
necesito
Evelyn,
aprender
I'm
a tu
sorry,
ritmo.
I'm going to need to learn.
Entonces,
So
mi pregunta
my
es,
question now
¿cómo puedo,
is, how can I?
pues a mí me interesa para
I'm
generar más? Digo,
interested
ya
in
tengo los
generating more income. I already have my
las cuatro
4
personas que
brand
necesito.
partners that I need.
Entonces,
So
¿qué me recomienda para
what
seguir
do you recommend that I
avanzando?
can do to continue
Porque
growing in the
al
company?
principio
Because
los
at the
bonos yo los
beginning,
miraba,
I would
o sea,
look at
los
the
tenía más alto,
bonuses
ahora
and
siento
that I
como
was
que han
earning and they
bajado,
were
no sé
higher, and now I feel they're not
cuál sea el
as
problema,
big anymore.
pero
So I don't
como
know
le
what the
digo,
issue is that I'm having,
mi
but
problema es la
my main
computadora, entonces
issue
hay veces que
is
no sé
computers.
dónde
So
meterme
sometimes I don't know where I can check
para
things
ver qué es lo que pasa.
to see what's going on.
So, I mean, four people are great. That's a great start and a great win. But you got to continue to add, right? I mean, this is a scalable business where you have to add. You know, the 210-1 is basically you're adding at least 4 people a month to your business, and by the end of the year, you have 52 people. And then we have to get those people to duplicate, right? We have to get those people to do the same thing to get 4 people a month in the business, and that's what's going to grow your paycheck. The technology, again, that's just a learned thing. I mean, the website is very comprehensible. I mean, they're just like click things that you have to click on and watch videos. And as far as in like getting people to sign up, Usario, like you could do it through your cell phone, or you can help them do it through your cell phone. But I think if you help a couple people sign up a couple times, I mean, I know it like the back of my hand now because I've signed people up because they're like I don't know what to do, and I just take them step by step through the thing. I mean, it really is pretty user friendly as far as in what you fill in next and hit next and hit center. So what I would do is just spend some time on doing that a couple times and learning the back office and then learning from your phone how to do it. I mean, a lot of people don't even have a computer. They're doing a lot of stuff from their phone. So I would just get in there and spend 15, 20 minutes a day. And then if you go into the Wellness Rev site, are you there?
Sí.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen with you and just show you where to go inside of. If you click on onboarding, and it's in Spanish too. So if you go up here to the top, you'll see on your phone you could just click Spanish, and it's gonna take you to the Spanish videos, the Spanish training. But if you go to the bottom down here, this is the launch system, and this will be in Spanish by the end of the week. Okay, so we're updating all the Spanish videos.
Okay.
But if you click on day one from your phone, you just go into these videos and you click on before you start, and it's going to bring you to this video. Okay, so that and then you're just going to go to the next video. So you're going to go back into the website and then go to the second video, which is another 1 minute and 23 seconds, and then you're going to go into the next video, and you're just going to do that. If you do that for 20 days. From your phone, I promise you're going to have a lot of information that's going to help you within this business and you're going to be able to duplicate. And also in there is comp training. So just so you understand the compensation, what reports to look up, where you can go find, how your business is growing. But this business, is about that duplication, right? So if you do 4 a month, that's 52 a year. And if you do 52 and you get half the 52 people in your business to do, 26 a year, you're already at 1,372 people, and your volume is $200,000 a month. You're a 2-star presidential, and you're making, 10 to 12K a week, right? So that's what you have to think about in the system. Just so take it slow and steady. That's why we set the 20-day launch. Just consume the information. And then also we have school. We have so much content inside of school as well. And so I would just say go into school and look at those videos and just digest stuff slowly. And as you do that, you're going to get a lot of information that's going to be able to help you and your team. And then make sure everyone is doing the same thing in your organization. Those 4 people you have, make sure they're doing this along with you. Because if you could get the 4 people to do that, those 4 do it, and then they duplicate, right? And then your 4 people this next month, they do it, then they duplicate. And so everyone's on the same page going in the same direction.
Ok, muchas
All right?
gracias.
Thanks so much.
All right, guys. It's 1 o'clock, and we only keep you guys on here for an hour. I appreciate everyone showing up today. Make sure that you're inviting your team to these calls every single week. If not, they can't make it because they're working or at lunch, whatever. Just make sure they're watching the recording. The recording's uploaded to YouTube immediately after this. So just make sure that you're sharing these calls with people so that they're getting the same information as you. All right, guys? Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys really, really soon. Have an amazing day and amazing weekend.